Now, I know you've probably heard this before. Eat more bananas for your high blood pressure. Or you've probably watched a YouTube video that said that bananas are good for your blood pressure because they have potassium. But here's the truth that might shock you. If you are relying on bananas to help your blood pressure, you'd have to eat about 10 to 12 bananas every day to get any real benefit. Now, considering a medium banana has about 14 grams of sugar, that's a ton of sugar if you do the math. Now, I know this probably goes against everything you've been told, but stick with me for just the next few minutes because I'll show you exactly why the banana advice is not the best, where this myth came from, and most importantly, what you should be eating that works. Now, we're talking about foods that pack 3 times more potassium than bananas, foods that you probably already have in your kitchen, and a simple strategy that could help you drop your blood pressure in just a few weeks. All right, so let's start with some simple math that will blow your mind. Now, your body needs somewhere between 3,500 to 4,700 milligrams of potassium every day to actually make a difference in your blood pressure. Now, potassium acts as nature's blood pressure medicine. Think of your body as a giant balancing act between 2 minerals, sodium and potassium. Now, sodium is basically salt. It makes your body hold on to water, which increases the volume of blood flowing through your arteries. More volume means a higher pressure. Potassium does the opposite. It tells your kidneys to flush out that excess sodium and water. It also helps relax the walls of your blood vessels, making it easier for blood to flow through. It helps your body get rid of excess salt and relaxes your blood vessels. Now, here's where it gets interesting. 1 medium banana contains about 420 milligrams of potassium. Now, let me put that in perspective. That's less than 10% of what you actually need for the day. So let's do the math together. If you need 4,200 milligrams of potassium daily and 1 banana gives you 420 milligrams, you need to eat 10 bananas every single day just to hit the minimum. But wait, it gets worse. Those 10 bananas would give you about 140 grams of sugar. To put that in perspective, that's like drinking more than 4 cans of Coke. Your blood sugar would go through the roof, which actually makes blood pressure harder to control, not easier. Now, you might be wondering, where the heck did this banana obsession come from anyway? Well, it's a perfect storm of oversimplified advice and really good marketing. Somewhere along the way, eat foods high in potassium got dumbed down to eat bananas. Maybe because they are cheap, available year-round, and easy to remember. The truth is, bananas are mediocre at best when it comes to potassium. There are dozens of foods that completely blow bananas out of the water, and I'm about to show you exactly what they are. First up is white beans. Now, 1 cup of cooked white beans gives you about 1,200 milligrams of potassium. That's the equivalent of eating 3 bananas, but in just 1 serving. Plus, you get fiber and protein instead of a sugar crash. You can throw them in soup, salads, or even blend them into a creamy dip. The next is cooked spinach. 1 cup delivers 840 milligrams of potassium. That's double what you get from a banana. And here's the bonus. Spinach also gives you magnesium, which works together with potassium to relax your blood vessels even more. It's like a 1-2 punch for your blood pressure. Then we have avocados. 1 whole avocado, not just a few slices, contains about 690 milligrams of potassium. That's nearly double a banana. Plus, you get healthy fats that actually help your body absorb nutrients better. And here's one that might surprise you. Coconut water. 1 cup contains about 600 milligrams of potassium. It's basically nature's sports drink, but without all the artificial colors and flavors. Way better than those expensive electrolyte drinks that are mostly sugar and marketing, to be honest with you. Now, this is one of my personal favorites because I grew up in Ghana and my high school was directly across from the ocean where coconuts were in abundant supply. I currently don't live in Ghana, but whenever I go back, I make sure that that is one delicacy that I do not skip. Sweet potatoes are another fantastic source. 1 medium baked sweet potato gives you 540 milligrams of potassium. Plus, you get complex carbs that won't spike your blood sugar like bananas do. Bake just a few at the beginning of the week and you've got yourself some easy sides for dinner for the rest of the week. Salmon is another winner at 500 milligrams per 3.5 ounce serving. Now, you're getting potassium plus those omega-3 fatty acids that are great for your heart. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Even regular mushrooms beat bananas. 1 cup gives you about 420 milligrams, which ties bananas but comes with fiber and almost no sugar. Plain yogurt delivers about 350 milligrams per cup, Plus, you get calcium, probiotics for your gut health. Now, I must say that skip the flavored stuff that's loaded with sugar. Just add some berries or maybe just a drizzle of honey if you want to sweeten it a bit. A large orange gives you 330 milligrams plus vitamin C. It's got some natural sugar, I must confess, but way less than banana, and with more fiber to slow down the absorption. Even cantaloupe beats bananas on a per cup basis. 320 milligrams with less sugar and more vitamin A. Now, the best part of all this is that most of these foods you probably already know how to cook. We are not talking about some exotic superfoods that cost a fortune. We're talking about beans, leafy greens, and fish, stuff that you can find at any grocery store. Now, let me share some pro tips that will tie all this in together and so that you can make a difference. The first is to remember that this isn't about just adding potassium. You also need to watch your sodium intake. The general recommendation is to aim for less than 2300 milligrams of sodium per day, especially if you have uncontrolled blood pressure. Now, this will mean reading labels and cooking more meals at home instead of relying on restaurants and processed foods. Second pro tip, don't forget about magnesium. It works hand in hand with potassium to relax your blood vessels. You'll find it in spinach, nuts, and seeds. So when you're eating that spinach, you are getting a double benefit. The third is to spread your potassium intake throughout the day. Don't try to get it all in at once. Your body absorbs it better when it comes in steady amounts rather than one giant dose. And here's one thing that most people don't know or consider. Whole foods beat supplements every time. And I'm saying this as a pharmacist. Your body recognizes and absorbs potassium from real food better than from pills. Now, speaking of supplements, here's the frustrating truth. The FDA limits over-the-counter potassium supplements to just 100 milligrams per pill. Remember, you need about 4,000 plus milligrams daily. So you'd have to take 40 pills to get what you can get from 1 cup of white beans. It's basically useless at this point. Now, I know there are some prescription potassium supplements for people with severe deficiencies, but those are for medical situations, not for everyday blood pressure management. The bottom line is this: real food is your best bet. It's more effective, it's safer, and it comes with the bonus nutrients that supplements just cannot match. Now, you're probably thinking this sounds too much, a lot to manage. However, here's the key. Perfection isn't necessary. What matters is being consistent and making smart choices. The goal is not to completely overhaul your diet overnight. It's to gradually replace foods that aren't helping with foods that actually work. Now, one little word of caution here is for people with kidney disease. Too much potassium may end up being detrimental. So if you have a history of kidney disease, please check with your doctor before you make any drastic changes to your diet, especially if it involves an increase in your potassium intake. I sincerely hope you found some value in this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, share with somebody who may also find it beneficial. And as always, stay blessed, and I'll catch you on the next video.